Back, everybody. My name is Paul. I'm a real estate agent in the state of Virginia in the western part near Lexington. And I make a lot of videos about different aspects of buying and selling property. And my specialty is rural property and country land and just that kind of a recreation environment on some of the moderate sized cities like Lexington and Roanoke and Lynchburg. And we see a lot of houses, you can imagine. A lot of realtors have seen plenty and plenty of houses, and after a while, you'd be surprised how many big houses you walk into, very expensive houses, and this is just boring. It's just the run-of-the-mill corporate house, and maybe it has a big wine room or some kind of a pool room or whatever. And they're kind of boring. And the furniture, you'd be surprised, the bland walls and everything, and even the art sometimes, just like you go down to some of these big box stores and you find some little piece of art that works, like hotel art. They never put expensive art on the hotel walls. So that's the kind of art you might find on some homes, and you'd be surprised. So what I'm trying to suggest to people is, first of all, from the moment that you buy a house, start individualizing it in a really, really beautiful, elegant way. Take care of it. Everybody's got a pool, a little deck or whatever these days. There's a lot of little things that they put on properties that are just kind of standard. Okay, you'd like a little deck, so they slap a little deck together. They all have the same kind of cabinets and the same kind of doorknobs and the same kind of light fixtures, and you can know that they got them down at Home Depot or something, and the builder decide, hey, just go get something that works for this property and throw it up there. But I have a list of things that you can do to your home to make it a lot more exciting for your own living while you're there, but also when you go to sell your home someday, you're going to have an edge if you have certain accents, and particularly if you take a standard development type of home. I'm thinking of some developments I know in Ohio, for example, and some of them, honestly, you couldn't pay me to live there. Yeah, I have $900,000 homes, and no, I'm not going to live there because they're just not situated well, they're not designed well, they're not pointed well. You have like a really big house, an expensive house, but they're really standard Home Depot kind of fixtures that have no uniqueness at all. So let's go through the list here. First of all, furniture. When you stage a house to sell it, even when you live there, think carefully about what you put there, because I've seen people that seem to have plenty of money. They go down to the big box store and they grab like, okay, honey, that couch and that chair and that ottoman and this, that, and the other thing, and throw it all in a big truck and bring it over to my house, and that's it. It solves the problem that you get your big house furnished, but it may not really have much pizzazz or much. And it's not just when you sell it. When you want to live there every day, think of all the uniqueness. You come to your home and it has this special kind of blend. When you bring your friends over here, they say, hey, isn't that interesting? What a beautiful piece of furniture. So let's go a few of the things here. Things like light fixtures, curtains, windows. Windows can make a big impact. You put a bay window in the kitchen instead of the regular window, or maybe a skylight, that'll make a big difference. People walk in a standard home, and this particular home has a skylight over the kitchen, so when they're in there working, or sometimes you can see the moon at night and so on, this is just an elegant little thing that will give you an edge in a marketplace later on if you sell. Patios, porches, decks, gardens. A lot of higher end developments will throw on a nice little deck there and maybe a little patio or something, but it may not have that really special accent. It may not have some individuality because they honestly design homes that are generic. In a corporate market, a lot of people move in a house, they're going to be there like 5 or 6 years. They know it's an investment, they hope it appreciates a little bit, but they're basically living there, they got some job, and the big truck comes in and throws all the furniture in the house, and then they live there for a while. But they don't really inhabit it in a deep way like many people in the old days, the country homes. I mean, people have lived in their homes for 30, 40 years. Some of the homes you go look in there and go, wow, man, there's such a uniqueness about this home. And frankly, typically it means there's a lot of stuff in the home, but you can also make your home a lot more attractive and valuable without making it much more cluttered. Simple things like the way you paint your walls, the accents of the curtains, taking advantage of lighting spaces and opening windows, and craft rooms, pantries. You go down the basement in some of these places, there's a standard basement, they poured it, they throw a bunch of things there, put the pool table down there or whatever. A big entertainment center kind of thing, but it's nothing unique about it. Now you can, in a nice family room like that, that's where you can really add some nice accent. Maybe with a fireplace adds a lot of accent. Special kinds of lighting, certain kinds of fixtures and storage, a little bar or something. A lot of the higher end homes these days, they throw a little bar down there in the basement where you guys can have a little party, and there's a little cabinet for the liquor and whatever. But a lot of it is just standard stuff. It's just boring stuff. In some ways, I'd almost rather have an unfurnished and accented home, but I can put my own light fixtures on, or at least I could pay someone to, when they build my house for me, to put something a little different. And that's how it reminds me about lighting fixtures. Lighting fixtures are a standard thing. If you go in a house and you see some special kind of lighting fixture, chandelier, it's got color, it's got an accent, maybe it's antique, maybe it's hand designed, craftsman or whatever, then that really makes a stunning impact. And even such simple things like the light switch covers. When you walk in the house, everybody has to pull their lights on and everything, but you can also get something different besides those standard little white or brown plastic things that they put on the light switches. You see? Now, same thing goes in bathrooms and kitchens. Any kind of upgrades you can do in a bathroom and kitchen, whether it's the cabinets, the cabinet knobs, the painting, the windows, the curtains, bringing light in there, a pot hanger, having beams exposed in the kitchen is a lovely thing. Having a little fire, a wood stove I was living in a house one time. We had a nice little wood stove there in the kitchen, and it was a small house, so that little thing could crank up and make a nice warm, soft heat in the whole house. And it was a pretty wood stove too, so you could put a little pot of water on there, and it'll all evaporate a little water. And there's little accents like that you can make to your home that don't cost a lot, but add to the comfort and enjoyment of your home and uniqueness, so that it's a talking point. And when the realtor comes to sell your home someday, we have to move, you get promoted or whatever, your kids grow up, that you're going to have that extra special edge because it's unique. So I'm going to go through a little bit more here. Tool rooms for the guys or women too, craft rooms, storage, any kind of a storage unit you can get in there. Sometimes a shed in the backyard, or sometimes a bin. I had a bin one time where a nice little bin on the deck in the patio, and you open that thing, it had a copper surface, so it was impervious, and then you open the bin, you could put your bird seed in there and maybe some other potting plant things and so on, and accessories for your barbecue and so on. So again, patios are very common nowadays, but they're not necessarily really great patios. They might be just kind of really boring. The builder just goes and gets some slabs or some rocks and throws them down there, and you can get some really special kind of rocks. You can find your own kind of rocks and have someone put them in, so the patio has a really special texture to it. There's a whole lot of things you can do. There's poured concrete. They can colorize concrete. They can make shapes with concrete and patterns on non-slip patterns on a patio and so on. Little railings and things like that. Family rooms, like I mentioned that. I've pretty much run through a bunch of them. People can think of things on their own. Anything unique. People love antique stores, and in many parts of the country there still are a lot of antiques, but they're slipping away because people buy stuff you can't buy at Walmart, and next thing you know, it's gone. They ain't making any new ones. So if you find some really unique thing for your garden, patio, something to decorate your deck or lawn, anything, some artwork to put on your wall that's maybe someone painted a long time ago but is really well done, something like that, it really adds character. And think also about your personal character. If you live in a farmhouse, countryside setting, you might want that kind of an access. If you're a collector of some kind, you might want little accents around your property. I have things around my property. Everywhere I look in my home, there's something interesting to look at. I'm an aviation fan and have little airplanes and books for my travels and objects and little stones and crystals and things like my little dream catcher thing up here. So accent your home, make it really attractive, use interesting colors. Sometimes people have a blend of color. There's a two-toned room. Another thing that can happen in a room like a kitchen is a chair railing. One of those, sometimes people put from the window, bottom of the window down, they put that accented paneling that adds a special accent to a kitchen that you don't normally see. And actually for kids, if you have young kids, and they tend to want to write on the wall, if you have that little barrier there up to about window length, that you might not get so much of that. Same way with pets. Things, pet doors, anything to do with pets. People love pets. A foyer, a mud room that comes in where people can put their pet food and their can. You know, sometimes people let their dogs eat on the porch or in a mud room or in a garden room or something like that. So I've covered quite a bit right now in this video. I don't want to make them too long, and I hope you like and share and enjoy the content. I'm going to add more content as you see this site grow, and I love the feedback and I love to see what other people are doing. I'm a big fan of YouTube. I watch many videos of other people similar to me who are doing homesteading and rural living and really enjoy that type of lifestyle. So thanks again. Hope to see you in some of my other videos. My name is Paul and I live in Virginia.